Hi, my name is Chad Grimm, and I unfortunately can't be here today because I am in Denmark right now going to a wedding. But I wanted to just introduce myself and hope that you enjoy my presentation. Mine is on how team cohesion and mindfulness affect performance. And as a former varsity athlete and a professional athlete overseas, a coach, a teacher, and now a counselor in the school district. I've been a person that's always wanted some change and sought new challenges. And going through the master's program has been a big journey for me, not only for myself in self-discovery, but also entering the counseling profession has been something that I have cherished over the last couple of years and has helped me to grow not only in my career but also in my everyday life as a father, a husband, a friend, a family member, and a member of society. I live under the belief that as a society, if we are able to take skills and knowledge from one area and translate into another, then we are growing. And growth and personal development has been the central focus of the master's program in counseling. And to be able to choose this topic that crossovers to all pieces of my life was not only important for me, but vital to my growth as I start a new chapter in my life as the head coach of the TRU women's volleyball program. Throughout my paper, I argue that team cohesion and momentum are the key factors that impact team performance in volleyball, and that the practice of mindfulness can be beneficial. Looking at team cohesion, there's a few reasons that it's so vital in team success. They include that you don't need to expend so much energy or time on group maintenance, so you can devote more time and energy to task performance. Team members that are attracted to the group work hard to achieve goals of the group. Superior communication of these teams allow them to coordinate resources better, and they possess a willingness to interact and make group resources more readily available. And also the fact that membership loyalty and group longevity makes it easier for members to persist at a task, increasing the likelihood of success. So those are the reasons that team cohesion, in my literature review, was found to be vital to team success. Regarding momentum, I looked at something called psychological momentum as defined by Eisler and Spink as referring to a perception that the actor is progressing towards his or her goal. Volleyball is a very interactive sport. It's ranked very high on the interactiveness sports scale because of a few reasons. One of the major ones is the score resets, similar to tennis at the end of each set. So momentum can change with that reset. And it was discovered that 96% of volleyball players reported that psychological momentum had an effect on their perceptions and behavior during a volleyball competition. It was found by Eisler and Spink that cohesiveness of a team around a task may influence to what degree they will perceive psychological momentum in various scoring situations. And this is not only negative scoring situations where the other team is scoring points against you, but also how you can put together, we would say, runs of scoring to score points against another team. And the last piece, which was most related to my counseling, was the idea of mindfulness, which is defined by Gardner and Moore as paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, in the present, and non-judgmentally. So when you think about that, in sport we have many different ways of mental training. There's imagery, and there's many different things that people do. But we talk about forms of dysfunctional thinking. So athletes can tend to ruminate on things. They're unable to refocus. They're looking back on previous failures, or they're looking forward and thinking what could potentially happen. And they often perceive their thoughts as realities. And even at the highest levels of sport, this occurs. If you're shifting your attention towards self-evaluation regarding your performance, it's shown to have a big decline in your ability to perform and your performance actually declines, as shown by Beer, Morgan, and Rothland in a 2012 study. So as soon as the athlete starts to focus on their performance and maybe shift into the past and the present with their thinking, it definitely throws off their performance. This is where something that is typically referred to as flow can be positive. So flow and mindfulness share a lot of conceptual similarities. Both require present moment focus, and there is a positive correlation between awareness and the ability to refocus and flow. So successful athletes often state that thoughts of winning, which is the outcome, will distract them from the task at hand and limit their ability to find their flow or deliver an automated process or skill. So when athletes refer to being in the flow or in the zone, that means they have reached their ability to have an automated process of the skill, so they don't have to really think about it. In a sense, they're on autopilot, and they're able to perform the skill without really thinking about it, and so it comes a little bit more naturally. So to sum that up, the inability to make athletic decisions for team cohesion, plus not trusting your teammates to do the jobs, plus the reduced level of group task cohesion can equal underperformance. Whereas the ability to make automated athletic decisions, trusting your teammates to do the jobs, and increasing the level of group task cohesion is a high level of performance. So those are kind of the two ends of the spectrum regarding performance and team cohesion, as I show in my team cohesion analysis. And so for each section I had an analysis, and then I came up with an action plan of what I would like to see done with my team at TRU. And not only can this be done with teams, sports teams, men's, women's volleyball, it can be through all sports, but it also can be in the workplace. It can be anything that's involving a group task, basically. So for my action plan, I'm going to evaluate the team using the cohesion questionnaire called the Group Environment Questionnaire, and then I'm going to provide some education regarding what group task cohesion is and why it's important. I will promote an open system of interaction. They can come to me, my door's open. We have a team surrounding us at the university that I want to give them access to, so they feel comfortable going in and getting any information they need. We'll have weekly team meetings where hopefully that open communication system can be fostered. As well, we'll be doing a team retreat at the beginning of the year, and as we move forward, I would really like to do a humanitarian trip, not only for cohesion reasons, but also that will tie into the mindfulness piece. And the goal with all those things is to increase cohesion and ultimately performance. Looking at my mindfulness analysis, it was shown that athletes begin to respond to their thoughts and emotions as if they were realities. It was discovered in the Bernier study that 61% of athletes were aware of internal stimuli, such as self-doubt during competition. So as soon as they start to focus on that and start to doubt themselves, and that comes to the forefront, that loses their ability to reach the automated processing and automated skills, which I talked about earlier. It is imperative that we teach our athletes the importance of being mindful, having self-compassion for themselves, and gaining a general sense of common humanity. This will allow them to better accept unpleasant experiences in order to move forward and access automated processes. So there's something called ironic mental processes where you're not supposed to think about something, so that's the only thing you can think about, I guess would be the way to sum that up. And if you're doing that, you can't reach this automatic skill. So this is the part where imagery and different types of mental training, they've tried to separate you from having these negative thoughts, whereas mindfulness welcomes the thoughts, processes them, and then moves on. So you're accepting that you're going to have some of these negative thoughts, but you are dealing with those and then moving on. So for my mindfulness action plan, I need to educate my team regarding mindfulness. What is it? Take some baseline measures, and I have a couple of ways of doing that. The Penn State Worry Questionnaire is one of them. The Self-Compassion Scale is another. And then I'm going to move on. For me, because I'm the coach and I'm in this, I would say, position of power within the hierarchy of the team, I would introduce an outside agency for the mindfulness training. Because if there's not buy-in, it's not going to work, and I don't want to make the team feel that they need to do this because of other reasons, such as playing time or anything else. So through my counseling program, I have made some connections with people that are able to do that, so I will get them on board. We will have weekly mindfulness training, and then we can revisit the self-compassion and the Penn State Word Questionnaire to see if there's been any progress made. I also mentioned the humanitarian trip. So being able to go and, I guess, gain some perspective and be able to place yourself and be able to think mindfully, not only on the court but also in everyday living, is important, and is shown in the studies that if you are able to do this on a daily basis, that it will help you when you need to access that in something such as sport. And the goal is obviously to increase the levels of mindfulness and performance. In concluding, the experience of researching and writing this capstone paper has allowed me to create a model that can not only be applied to the women's volleyball team at TRU, but also as a tool for other teams, organizations, and places of employment. All areas in which working together to accomplish a common goal or group task are involved could benefit from improving cohesion and adopting a sense of mindfulness. Improving communication skills, developing roles, and using individual skills for the betterment of the group are key for any group, including teams. I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Again, I apologize I could not be there, but I can be reached if you have any questions. My email address is cgrim@tru.ca. Thank you.